And we're live. Hi, welcome to the VAU Mic Check. I'm Nathan, and today we're going to be enjoying a fun script, Acme Investment Advisors. Hey, speaking of Acme, anybody been watching cartoons lately? Good. Everybody get the script?
Yes, sir.
And I said good as though everybody said yes.
It sounded a tad rhetorical.
Yeah, still. Okay. Who wants to try cold reading this first? Anyone?
Uh, I could. Not necessarily that great at cold reading, but I could try.
Go
If
for it.
if no one else wants to, I do get to claim partial disfigurement since now I have on these lovely Invisalign braces that completely screw up my pronunciations.
Ah,
Yeah, it's fun. I take them off and I still don't sound right, so I'm not having fun. I just keep going. It's only 6 months and I'll be gone. But all right. I was going crazy trying to plan our financial future. It got so bad, even my calculator was threatening to quit. Henry's investment advisors took my whole financial snapshot, net worth, investment timeline, financial goals, and created a portfolio tailored to my life and needs. Now I'm resting easy, and I sent my calculator on a cruise to Aruba.
that wasn't too bad for a cold read.
No,
Anyone else? Uh, got any insights, thoughts?
Mm, I thought it. I agree with you, Nathan. That was nice. Good job.
thank you.
For a
You're
cold read.
welcome.
Yeah, for a cold read.
Yep.
So, I mean, how did it feel to you?
Actually not too bad. It's better than a lot of scripts I've seen that that nobody wrote them to actually be pronounced. So I mean, it came off the tongue okay. It's just a matter of nuances, I think, more than
Getting,
anything.
getting around what's hindering yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I wore braces.
I did too.
And at that early age, I started doing these things that I found out later on as a voice actor. They're actually warm-up exercises. And like where you're like stretching your lips out and doing all these different things to warm up.
Mm-hmm.
My sister used to get, she's like, "You look like a doggone horse. What's wrong with you?"
Well, usually if I'm recording, I take them out, but
Yeah.
it gets my tongue gets confused as to whether I have them in or out. So I'm not sure. I may end up just having to not do too much for 6 months until I'm done with these dumb things.
Actually, I didn't really notice too much.
Well, that's because there was no shh sounds in it. Not very many.
It didn't get sibilant at all, really.
Really? Wow.
No.
I'm amazed. All right. Well, any
You want to?
suggestions, Hair Director, or just
Let's see. Well, okay. Now that you've got through the cold read, um, on the resting easy side, it kind of sounded too businessy, you know.
okay?
And I sent my calculator on a cruise to Aruba, you know.
Oh,
Kind
it
of,
didn't sound
yeah,
fun enough.
yeah. It sounded more announcery than resting easy.
Okay. That's probably because I mostly do corporate crap. So
Yeah,
commercial is always a challenge for me. It's sort of like let go.
yeah. This one's kind of more of a conversational kind of read.
Yeah. And I think I started out that way, but by the end of it, I lost it.
So you can go again from the top.
Okay. I was going crazy trying to plan our financial future. It got so bad, even my calculator was threatening to quit. Henry's investment advisors took my whole financial snapshot, net worth, investing timeline, financial goals, and created a portfolio tailored to my life and needs. Now I'm resting easy. And I sent my calculator on a cruise to Aruba.
Excellent. That came out good.
Yeah, that felt a lot better.
Yeah, you could feel the relax, and actually, I could feel the smile. Because right there, when you hit "I'm resting easy," it's like you went straight into a smile and smiled through the whole rest of it.
Yeah, I did. You're right. I just wish I was where my calculator is.
Where all calculators go.
Mm-hmm. No, that wasn't too bad.
I almost had a Red Dwarf reference there. Calculator heaven.
Hey, considering I live on Valhalla, you're probably one of the few people that knows what that is.
That is hilariously cool. Do you have like a statue of Thor at the end of the road?
No. They actually named it after the golf course Valhalla, but me and my husband didn't know it was a golf course. We just thought of the other one.
Welcome to Valhalla.
Exactly.
Our neighborhood watch is two giant dogs and an ice king.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sure the neighbors would go, huh?
My house is protected by Thor's security. If you don't want to get smacked with a hammer, don't step on my lawn.
That's that would be an amusing name for a security company, wouldn't it?
Here's an idea. Get a giant hammer for your mailbox. You know, lots of Thor references thrown in there. Okay, back to voiceover.
Yeah.
You can tell I'm a creative. I'm too easily distracted.
Zing, 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 zing. Yeah.
So, anybody want to give this a shot? Anyone?
I guess I'll go next.
Go for it.
Okay. I was going crazy trying to plan our financial future. It got so bad that even my pickup. It got so bad even my calculator was pickup. It got so bad even my calculator was threatening to quit. Henry's investment advertisers took my whole financial snapshot, networks, investing timeline, financial goals, and created a portfolio tailored to my life and needs. Now I'm resting easy, and I sent my calculator on a cruise to Aruba.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you feeling slightly nervous?
Yes.
Okay. Now remember this. Just relax your way into the script. All right?
Okay.
This is you. You've been trying to plan your financial future. You found investment advisors to help you to make those plans and made it a heck of a lot easier and make your life more comfortable to the point where you can jokingly say you sent your calculator on a cruise. Okay?
Okay.
And you know, just put yourself in that scene and act as though you're telling us about this great thing that just happened for you.
Hmm.
You know,
Okay.
and just don't overthink it. Just, you know, read it through like that and relax your way into it. Try it again.
Okay. I was going crazy trying to plan our financial future. It got so bad that even my calculator was threatening to quit. Henry's investment advertisers took my whole financial snapshot, network, investment timeline, financial goals, and created a portfolio tailored to my life and needs. Now I'm resting easy, and I sent my calculator on a cruise to Aruba.
See there, how'd that feel?
Better, but my head space is telling me that it didn't come out like it was supposed, like I originally thought it out in my head.
Well, see, here's the thing. Okay, this is where you're overthinking it. But what you do is don't listen to yourself when you're reading. Because I mean, you go, you can throw yourself off that way because you're thinking, okay, I got to make it come out exactly this way. This is what da 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 da. Do what feels comfortable and natural for you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it can come out more comfortable. See, well, you did what felt comfortable and natural for you on that second read, and it was more comfortable and, you know, didn't come out as nervous and stumbly.
Okay.
And, just, and go through it slow, you know, take your time, go through it slow, and like if you have a trouble with a word, ask about it. Never be afraid to ask, okay, what's this word? How do I pronounce this? Or, am I getting this right? I want to make sure I get this word right before
Mm-hmm.
I read this. You know, questions like that are actually good for you in voiceover because when you ask those questions, you'll get the right answer and then you can get your read right.
Okay.
So you want to try it one more time? Oh, and by the way, it's Henry's Investment Advisors.
Oh, advisors?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Sure.
go for it.
I was going crazy trying to plan our financial future. It got so bad that even my calculator was threatening to quit. Henry's investment advisors took my whole financial snapshot, network, investment timeline, financial goals, and created a portfolio tailored to my life and needs. Now I'm resting easy, and I sent my calculator on a cruise to Aruba.
You were doing okay at the beginning. What happened? You kind of stumbled a little bit.
I have no idea. Hmm,
Nathan, can I,
that too.
if
Sure thing.
I was going to say, I have a suggestion that I had Jim Allberger used to do this with me sometimes when I got stuck on scripts. And it's basically somebody asks you a question or makes a statement, and then you answer with the next statement in the script. So it's almost like you're having a conversation back and forth. And sometimes it connects it in your head to how the words come out a little easier.
Great idea. Try that.
Do you want to try that, Takia?
Sure,
All right.
because I don't know what you're referring to, but sure,
Well,
we can
here,
try it.
I'm just going to make a statement, and then the next thing you say is the next statement in the script. And then I'll say something, and then you answer with the next statement in the script. So it's like you're answering what I'm asking you. It's like we're having a conversation.
Okay.
Okay? So
Okay.
let's see how it goes and see if if it helps you at all. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But it might. You never know. So, Takia, I heard you were working on your financial planning. How's that going?
Well, it got so bad, even my calculator was threatening to quit.
Really? Well, what did you do about that?
I went to Henry's investment advisors, and they took my whole financial screenshot, network, investing timeline, financial goals, and even created a portfolio tailored to my life and needs. And now I'm resting easy.
Well, that's really great. I guess that'd relax me a lot too.
And the great thing is that I set my calculator on a cruise to Aruba.
So, that felt a little more comfortable. Now the trick is do it with the words as they're written in the script instead of adding your own words to it. I know it sounds a little clunky because that's not really how you would say things, but you just have to get in that you were in the right mode. You were kind of relaxed and going, oh, well, I'm just answering a question. Now do the same thing, but with the words on the script. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with I'm going to ask you something. Go start with the very first statement in the script. I was going crazy, okay?
Okay.
All right. Takia, you look really frazzled. What's going on?
Well, I was going crazy trying to plan our financial future.
Oh boy, that can be really stressful. I mean, are you really stressed out?
It got so bad, even my calculator was threatening to quit.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I think I'd talk to somebody. Have you come up with anybody to talk to about this?
Henry's investment advisor took my whole financial snapshot.
Really? Well, what did they look at?
Mm, net, network, investing timeline, financial goals, and created a portfolio tailored to my life and needs.
Wow, that sounds really great. You must be much more relaxed after that, aren't you?
Now I'm resting easy, and I sent my calculator on a cruise to Aruba.
Now, did that feel more comfortable? Did it feel like the pieces were sliding together a little bit better?
A little bit better.
Okay. Now just imagine that somebody's talking to you and say the whole thing like you were just talking to them without me in the middle of it.
Okay. I'm going crazy trying to plan our pickup. I was going crazy trying to plan our financial future. It got so bad, even my calculator was threatening to quit. Henry's investment advisors took my whole financial snapshot, network, investing timeline, financial goals, and created a profile tailored for my life and needs. Now I'm resting easy, and I sent my calculator on a cruise to Aruba.
That sounded more comfortable, like you're getting more comfortable with it.
Thanks.
So, yeah, sometimes breaking it down like that and just thinking about what somebody might say to you helps make it sound more conversational.
Okay.
That was an excellent piece of advice.
Yeah, it really was.
I know it helps me because sometimes you get these scripts and you just go, and this is conversational how? So you really kind of have to think, okay, if I was really in a conversation, what the heck would the person ahead of me have said?
Oh my goodness, I must be a robot today.
There you go.
Oh my, I think I can make this script work.
Hmm.
Getting off into my announcer voice.
And take it away, Nathan.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to try this one next, if everybody doesn't mind. I was going crazy trying to plan our financial future. It got so bad, even my calculator was threatening to quit. Henry's investment advisors took my whole financial snapshot, net worth, investing timeline, financial goals, and created a portfolio tailored to my life and needs. Now I'm resting easy, and I set my calculator on a cruise to Aruba.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Can I make one tiny comment?
Yes.
Just a tiny one? When you were doing the list in the middle there, the net worth, investing timeline, and financial goals,
Yeah.
they all sounded the same.
Yeah, I picked that up too. Oh,
Got you.
Yeah, other than that, it was lovely.
All right, I'll take it from the top. I was going crazy trying to plan our financial future. It got so bad, even my calculator was threatening to quit. Henry's investment advisors took my whole financial snapshot, net worth, investing timeline, financial goals, and created a portfolio tailored to my life and needs. Now I'm resting easy, and I set my calculator on a cruise to Aruba.
There you go. I could picture that strawberry daiquiri in your hand there at the end.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was picturing a beach right when I hit Aruba.
There you go.
You know, I knew I was heading for that beach through the whole thing, but I pictured that beach right as I was hitting that line.
Perfect.
And of course, I can picture the way they played that scene out. They're going through the whole businessy, 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 and then you hit that line, and guys kicking back, chair. You see the cruise ship off the coast, and
Mm-hmm. And I love my cruises.
I've never really taken a cruise. I've heard a
I've
lot
t-
about them from other people, and I've known a guy who absolutely couldn't stand cruises, but he went on one every year. But,
yeah, I've taken I think 18 or 19 or something.
but it's those visuals, those references,
Yes.
and this is a very referencey script,
Yes, it
you know,
is.
because you're being descriptive through the whole thing. And here's the biggie: you're telling your story, you know. You're not pointing out somebody else's story. Oh man, this guy's going crazy. No, I was going crazy. You know, this is my story I'm telling. And
Yes.
that is the other thing. It's not just who you're talking to, but it's what you're talking about and coming from your own perception, your perspective, and how something like that makes you feel. You know, I'm beating my brains against the wall trying to figure this thing out. And then they helped me, and now I feel good. And that's basically the beginning, middle, and end of this thing.
Mm-hmm. Or sometimes I picture of these things if I look at the script like almost like a roller coaster. You're chugging uphill, you get to the top and you're talking to the investment advisor and then you go on the cruise.
Yeah, you know, it, it's so simple yet complex. you know,
Oh yeah.
and the thing that gets people, and right here in the middle, you've got Henry's investment advisors, and so it goes from a natural feel to suddenly you're talking about business. That's where the list tripped me up, was because my brain went into, okay, it's a business list, net worth, investing timeline, financial goals, and portfolio. And it just dropped off right there.
Yeah, you went into full scale business instead of not quite full scale. Or you
Yeah.
didn't, yeah, you didn't
Yeah.
want to come back.
I'm talking about what they did, but I was talking about what they did from a businessy perspective.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you handle business.
Well, and that's the same thing as me. Like I said, normally I do a lot of corporate stuff, so that was the easy part for me. It's getting the
Yeah.
other parts that were actually my hard part.
And most of the time, I'm so character driven that, I mean, and of course, you think about this. This is a character. You know, you're being a character. You're not quite being this kind of character, but you're being a character.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, I could just see that. I was going crazy trying to plan our financial future. It got so bad, even my calculator was threatening to quit. Oh, please don't quit. Please don't quit. Henry's investment advisors took my whole financial snapshot, net worth, investing timeline, financial goals, and created a portfolio tailored to my life and needs. Well, now I'm resting easy and set my calculator on a cruise to Aruba. Yeah! Everybody mambo!
Roger Rabbit at the financial investors.
It was the first thing that popped into my head.
Jeez. You are nuts, you know that, right?
Always in a good way.
Okay.
A little
Oh
crazy
my.
never hurt anybody.
Okay.
Well, that's a good way to loosen up for something like this, though.
Oh yeah. Well,
It
that's why I
really
said
is.
that's where I get stuck is trying to do anything that's not corporate because I just kind of my
Yeah.
brain just does isn't wired that way.
Corporate is so straightforward. Well, I mean, it's like doing promo work, which not all promo works this way. Of course, then there's those disclaimers at the beginning of a show. You know,
Yeah.
the following the following product is or what is it? There's a show that does these product endorsements sometimes, and of course they have to do the whole. This show is not intended to treat, diagnose, or cure, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I will pause it and I will read it just to try to get a feel for it, how it would be read, because some of these they got that long thing and it would make a decent script, but they don't put a voiceover behind it. They just stick it on the screen and then hope to God somebody reads it. you know? And it's like, okay, let's see how this would be done if I voiced this.
There you go.
And of course, then there's those days where I will play with it a little bit and well, let's see how this would be done if I voice this. Hello, the following product endorsement is not intended to treat, diagnose, or cure your problem, but enjoy it now.
See, you have almost too much imagination. I'm exactly the opposite. When I have to get a script and I have to do something really creative with it, I struggle because it's just not what I'm used to.
Yeah. Well, I got to this place early on. I had this place where I thought there were rules you had to follow. And I started finding out that the rules could sometimes bend and the rules could sometimes just be flat ignored, you know. And you book better when you break the rules a little bit. And
Yeah.
it's kind of this thing that I discovered. And okay, like the cartoon pilot. Okay, I did the audition.
Uh-huh.
All right, the guy put the script out there, and they didn't really have the sides. They had a couple characters drawn, but there was not a whole lot of information for all the characters. I read through the entire script as every character. And
Nice.
what I did was there was this one character on there. He's kind of short and stocky, and then the other character is kind of tall and lanky, and they had this odd couple thing going on. But it was kind of a reverse odd couple, so I played this one character against type, and I had him being the more Tony Randall type character, you know.
Mhm.
And the other
Mm-hmm.
guy, I pulled in Joe Pesci. for the short and stocky one. Look at
Okay.
this mess you left us, that sort of thing. And so I sent out the audition, and the guy sends it back, and it sends back an email, and he says, great. Can you do this other character but with his voice? So, and this is where, you have to change it up because it's like, okay, he wants this, but he wants it for a different character.
Right, so it's never the same.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're learning all different characters. So, I
Hmm.
mean, yeah, it's never the same. And it's where it's like, okay, so now I have to change it up. I have to bend the rules a little bit, you know.
Yeah. My
And
characters are so close together because they're, a corporate spokesperson or an e-learner or a doctor or and
yeah,
they're different, but they're not hugely different.
and of course, my wife and I have discussed this frequently, even this morning while I was watching cartoons, and or say we were watching cartoons. Um, we were discussing this. I have the sense of humor of a 10-year-old, so a very adolescent sense of humor.
You're male.
And there's a lot of things that make me laugh. It's like, wow, really, dude. But at the same time, it just taps into my imagination.
There you go.
But that's it's the approach to anything when they're saying change it up. It's like, okay, the rules that I have over here don't apply over here. So for today, I'm going to throw that away. You know, like even what I had to do with that third line when I hit Henry's investment advisors.
Mhm.
You know, it's a list. And then of course I work with lists during the week. It's part of my regular day job is I am working with long lists of things.
Mhm.
So I've got one thing right after and after another and after another. So my brain kicks into gear, this muscle memory, and says net worth, investing timeline, financial goals, and created portfolio tailored to my life and needs. But I'm a person not reading lists. I'm just telling you what they did. So it's like, okay, shift gears. And you caught that, which was really cool. So it helped me to shift gears.
Well, that's because in the middle there you fell into my bailiwick.
Oh, we lost somebody. I was going to ask Xavier if he wanted to read, and he left. Okay. But yeah, I mean, wow, this makes this a really great mic check. And with that imaginative thing, would you like to try this with something else, character-wise, or try to change it up?
Uh, okay. You want to give me a suggestion? Because, like I said,
Uh,
this is outside of my usual. It's probably good for me, but
okay, here's a challenge. Try like, the Valley Girl type teenager like person.
oh, totally.
Yeah, go for that. Yeah, that'd be good.
Like, I was going crazy trying to plan our financial future. It got so bad, even my calculator was threatening to quit. Henry's investment advisors took my whole financial snapshot, net worth, investing timeline, financial goals, and created a portfolio tailored to my life and needs. Now I'm resting easy, and I sent my calculator to a cruise on Aruba. Kind of went to Jersey after that, but
Yeah, it changed right on that last line.
it did. That was weird.
For a second it slipped back into you, and then it went back into the character, but ever so slightly different. Dog close to Aruba.
Like I said, character for me is kind of a, it's a challenge.
Well, here's some homework. Whenever you're warming up, use a character on the lines.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, it'll exercise that muscle.
Hmm,
It really will. It'll exercise that. It will create a whole new way of making it work.
that's a thought. I just have to get my brain to think that way because it's like you say character and I go, I can't do insane characters very well. But
Well, that wasn't too bad at the beginning.
no, yeah, and then it kind of fell off. Now we lost Takia. What happened?
I don't know. I think she was having some network issues. I heard the bandwidth. We lost David too. What happened? I'll re-invite everybody in.
Ruh-roh. But yeah, you're right. I need to start doing more, trying to expand it a little more. Because I mean, yeah, I can probably get lots of corporate work, but yeah, sometimes they want something else, or sometimes they'll want you to be the character in the corporate read instead of just doing the narration. And every time I see one of those, I kind of go and panic.
Yeah. Oh, so they do ask for characters in the middle of the narration.
Well, yeah, because I mean, sometimes I mean, even where I work, they do that. You'll be reading something, and they'll want you to be a car dealer instead of just talking about the stuff, or be say you're a customer and you're talking or something. I mean,
That can be lots of fun.
yeah, for
Oh.
you.
I
For
see
me,
that as fun. Yes.
yes, for me, that's sort of like, crap, I don't know how to do that. Although I do all right. I mean, it's harder for me. I guess I'll put it that way.
Well, it's one of those challenging things. My challenge is doing promos or doing anything that's not character related. And I exercise that muscle every day trying to make sure that I can, you know, work in that direction too, because, there's not always going to be animation available, but promos and commercials are always there. you
Right.
know, I mean, I'm listening to something the other day and I'm like, well, I know what this guy's doing to uh, keep himself with a backup in case his show doesn't make it, because, there's a lot of new pilots and stuff out, and
Oh yeah.
this guy's doing this commercial. I'm like, he's doing an excellent job on that. But he's also doing it because his show just came out and he wants to make sure he's got a fallback. Because you know how these networks can be.
Oh yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Well, that's like promo work. I mean, somebody told me, yeah, you should try doing promo work or imaging or something, and I'm going, really? I don't know. Never tried that.
I've done imaging, but I did it in character.
No, there's a surprise.
Well, the guy asked me, he said, and he wanted me to, I said, well, do you have any scripts or anything in mind? And he's like, no, he said, just come up with something. And ladies and gentlemen who are listening to this broadcast, live or afterward, this is where improv comes in handy. When somebody hands you something and they say, okay, we have this, but can you add this to it?
Yes.
Because what he did was he said, well, no. He says, he did give me a tagline, but that was it. And he said, well, can you do like a couple of characters talking, a couple of people, like he had a couple of character things that he wanted me to do. So I got in here and I basically just started riffing my Billy Bob and Ray. These two characters I came up with. Originally, when I was testing my equipment, I did these guys to test my microphone and make sure my pickup was right and all that. And it became one of my demos. And then became a couple characters for a radio spot. It was like, Ray, what are you listening to? And he's like talking about listening to the radio, and the whole thing goes on, and of course I got this spot at the end because Ray breaks the fourth wall and he talks to the audience, and Billy Bob's like, Ray, who are you talking to? One of those things. But it just kind of came up with it. That's how I wrote the script for it. Just using improv.
Well, why not?
You create the whole scene and you're just pulling this whole scene in and then performing the scene on mic. And really, in a way, that's what you were doing with the script earlier, what you'd said James Alberger had taught you.
Mm-hmm.
Improv.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, she was reading the scripted part, but you were, just pulling in this other character that's saying, "Hey, how you doing?" Well, I was going crazy, you know,
Yeah,
and that works so. But in a sense, it's improv,
you're right, it is. I hadn't thought of it that
and
way, but it is.
and really, and there's so many ways that we use that and don't even think about it most of the time, you know. And for me, I wrote radio spots doing it, you
Well,
know.
that's one reason I'm doing Rebecca Howe's improv VO thing every Wednesday because I know that's something that I need work
Mhm.
at.
And it's a great thing to incorporate into voiceover, you know. Because I mean, like you improv the whole thing. The only time anybody ever looked at me funny when I said that, talked about using improv, was a guy who had been a theater actor for years and years and years. I met him at one of the cons, and he looked at me with this disdain, like I would never do improv. you know, I'm like, okay, I won't talk about it anymore with you. you know, have you ever done any improv? What?
To which I can only say, sucks to be you.
It's enhanced my acting skills.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I could see where it would, and it's just for me that's so far out on a limb that
Well, that's the thing, you know. I mean, you get to the point where it's like I can walk into Dollar General, put a bucket on my head, and act like the Black Knight from Monty Python. so
and I can picture you doing that. That's the sad thing.
I've done it, but well, I mean, you get outside yourself,
Yeah.
you know, because the biggest thing that gets in our way as actors is us,
Oh God, yes.
and I mean, this is a lesson for everybody. And this is why I'm bringing it up, is the biggest thing that gets in our own way is us. We think about the problems that we have, you know, personal, internal problems, problems with our own, whatever we've got going on with ourselves that we think can take away from our acting skills, and they do if we focus on them too much, you know. And we can make improvements by not taking ourselves so seriously, you know, taking seriously the things that need to be taken seriously, on the business side of things, because it is show business. It's the business of being in the show, but you don't have to take yourself that seriously.
And the older you get, the harder it is to do that.
Are you kidding me? The older I get, the younger I feel.
Well, I seem to go the opposite way. So it's like I think part of it's for me is spending 30 years in corporate America squishing my personality.
I'm an odd sort of person. Being a man, I don't like to think about my age. It's a really strange thing. Somebody brings up my age. It's like, I'm how old? No, I'm not supposed to
Well,
be that old yet.
that's because you're whatever age you are going on 10.
Yeah, inside my mind, yes, always. Well, the
Mm-hmm.
thing of it is, and that's the thing with character acting, and you know developing in that way is just adjusting the mindset. It's a
Mm-hmm.
mindset adjustment more than anything else. Well, I got to try to perform this way. Or I got to try to do. You know, it's the old Yoda thing: no try, just do.
Yeah, I've heard that one before too. Again, for me that's difficult to do, but that's my problem. One of my crosses to bear, as they say.
Well, looks like we've had a short mic check today, where everybody's dropped off, but lots of good information. And remember, don't try, just do. That's the biggest thing, is have fun while you're doing it, you know? And I know, like, if you're in a setting where you've got nine people staring at you through the glass, your brain probably goes into motion saying, how am I supposed to have fun when everybody's watching what I'm doing?
You know what? I actually do better when people are watching me.
Interesting.
Well, I think it's because I've performed in choirs and done a lot of different things, and I can be a real ham, but it's almost like I need an audience.
That's it. You're used to performing in front of an audience.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Now, me, I'm very isolated out here and don't really perform in front of an audience that can actually that I can see. They can see me, but I can't see them. You know. And of course, I'm also starting my own YouTube show, so that's going to be interesting because I'm going to put myself on camera.
That's going to be scary, just the sound of it.
I've already done it a few times, thanks to my beautiful wife. See, she helped me to break out of the shell when it came to performing. She laid a bunch of hats in front of me, sat me down, put a children's book in my hand, and said, okay, do characters. Because she saw what I could do. She saw my potential. So I'm doing this thing, and I did not know it. I never knew it. Jonathan Winters had done this years and years and years ago on television. And I was sitting there doing this shtick where I'm changing hats. I'm putting on this princess hat, and then I'm putting on this uh, uh, other hat, and I'm switching them out. And so I had the lady read, and then I had the guy read, and then I had the lady read, and then I had the guy read. And it's on my YouTube channel, by the way,
Hmm.
still there. But I was just flipping characters, and now of course my default character used to be this thing with a British accent. I would slip off into this thing, and I'd practiced it for 30 years. I'd done this British accent, which has become a lot more developed since I've become a voice actor. But I'm reading as these two different characters, but with a British accent. And she recorded it, and it just kind of broke me out. And of course, she sit me down, she'd give me a different hat, and she's like, okay, do this other thing. Do some country boy up somewhere. Do this other thing. And just started helping me to learn and to break out of the shell, because I'm really a shy person, or at least I thought I was.
I was going to say, yeah.
But it helped me to break out of that wall that I had built up over 20 years of not doing it. I mean, I used to entertain my kids with characters when they were little. And my daughter came to me one day and she says, I was telling my friend about how you did Jar Jar Binks. Do you still do that? And I was like, what? She's like, my friend loves Jar Jar. There's not very many people who do. But, and
Wow.
so I'm like on the phone, ooh, Misa said hello. And I was like, I still got it.
Wow. Now, see, you're
But
the opposite of me because my mom said I was shy for the first 5 minutes, and that's only I was in shock from hitting the air.
well, it was funny because back when I was a little kid, I was accused of being hyperactive. And my teachers said it so they could tell my mom to put me on Ritalin. She flushed the Ritalin and put me in a different school. She's like, I'm not putting my kid on drugs. No, that's not happening here.
There you go.
But I've always had this
Mm-hmm.
personality. But, that's the thing is this break out of the shell, have fun with what you're doing, and um, in the words of a book title I read once, dare to be different, you know, dare to challenge the system in your head and shake your fist at it and say, no, I'm going to be that character today. I'm going to try on that hat, you know.
That hat
And
thing actually is not a bad idea just to try because I think that might propel you into something different, like you said.
it really does. It really does. I mean, my wife opened up a whole new world for me doing that, you know. And I love you, Rhonda. You're the best. There, I said it. And I mean it. She is the best, sees the potential and just encourages. I mean, hey, that's why I'm here, you know.
Well, there you go.
But
Hmm.
with all that said, and this is an early ending to the mic check, but we will be back not next Saturday, but Saturday after next with more of this great stuff, more scripts, more insights, and loads of fun. Don't miss it. And with that, we end the broadcast. Bye.